Yes, hello and welcome to Further Together.
Enriching relationships, creating a better future.
Your friends here, Kudzie and Priscilla, coming live from the seat of London, the United Kingdom. It is that day of the week where we visit you in the comfort of your places, and we either come with a topic or a guest.
Yes, absolutely. And our main goal is to make sure that our relationship is enriched first, and then we can also empower other couples.
Yes, if you are coming here for the first time, I would appreciate and we want to say thank you so much for coming by here. And we hope you will become a regular. And if you're a regular, I want to say thank you so much for joining us again for this episode. And thank you very much for trusting the content that we share here. And if you're just joining, we have tons and tons of content that are on this page, and really encourage you to visit some of the topics down there so that you benefit, and also remember to share with friends and family so that they will also benefit from the very same content.
Absolutely. And guys, please do make sure you interact with us. We love to learn from you as well. So as we go along this topic, do make sure that you are interacting with us if you can. And, it can only get better.
And those who are joining, you may watch it as a replay. If you have any questions, if you have contributions, please don't hesitate. Sometimes we receive messages direct into our inbox way after the topic has been said, and people, they are sharing their experiences, and some they are asking questions. So it will be very much appreciated if you want to contribute that way. More so, apart from the live that we have, like we always mention, we have a pre-marriage course, which is quite important if you're getting ready to get married. Apart from that, we have sessions that we do with couples, which is couples coaching and mentorship, and also date nights. Now the restaurants and
are open.
And so let's take this opportunity to sit down and let's share notes, let's exchange notes, let's exchange how we're doing each in our relationship together with together with other couples. So we are open for those. Give us an invitation. If there is an event which is happening in your church, please don't hesitate to invite us. We'll be honored to come either as guest speakers or to come as attendees. I want to take this opportunity to say to you, 18th of November is such a special event. We are shouting out an invitation to you. Pen Consultants, they're organizing a marriage seminar, which is happening from the 18th
to the 21st. I need to check that.
Check the desk, right? This is one seminar. Pastor Peter and Pastor Julie have been our guests here a number of times, so you don't want to miss this. You want to see them in action. You want to see them sharing the wisdom of God upon their lives with you. So before we shut this session,
it's actually the 19th of November to the 21st of November. So do join us. It's gonna be an amazing night of love rekindling, and that's at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Crawley. It's going to be an amazing night. Couples getting together, digging down, enjoying, having fun, sex, and everything.
Games.
So,
if you're in the UK, don't miss 19th to the 21st of November. We are at Crown Plaza, Crawley, just close to Gatwick Airport. So even if you are in Manchester, you can take a flight, then we'll come and pick you up from Gatwick. You come there, let's enjoy the moment. Tonight is such a special night, and tonight we are talking about complimenting each other in a relationship, which is quite important for us to do. Don't forget to share.
Absolutely. Guys, this topic is a crucial one. Like we mentioned earlier, if you have anything that you feel like is good for us to address, we don't have any boundaries. We'll come and address them here on Further Together. And this topic, complimenting your spouse, it's something that sounds very easy to do, and yet we can find ourselves wanting. It is easy to compliment other people, to get to work, you find your friend, looking good, you compliment them, you tell them you're looking gorgeous, you're looking beautiful, and you tell them all these nice and kind words and words that build. But when it comes to doing the same for our spouses, it can be a challenge?
Yeah, I want to say sometimes it's not that you are intentionally ignoring your spouse,
Yeah.
but as we mature, as we grow, because of businesses of life,
Yeah.
sometimes we do reach a point where you may not be able to take cognizance of some of the things that your spouse is doing, and sometimes it's familiarity. It could be change of work, it could be children, house chores. You can be so much busy in a lot of things that you may even forget. You look at them, and within you, you're thinking, oh, I've already complimented them.
Yeah, and I know at one point, you were coming from the barbers, and you were like, so you didn't even notice that I've got my hair done, like I've cut my hair. I literally didn't notice.
Yeah.
And you know what? We find ourselves busy with life. Sometimes you don't even notice that your wife has got their hair done, and you're just looking at them like.
And I say to myself, if I go to the barbers, I come back, you do not comment, I'll go back again to the barbers and I'll tell them to remove everything. I'll come back with bald head so that you will notice me.
Yes, so it is quite easy.
Yvonne Gurewa, how are you? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining
us. And one of the number one complaints, like primary complaints for wives, is that my husband doesn't notice me. Like literally, you hear a lot of women say, my husband doesn't even notice me. They don't recognize that I'm there. They don't notice sometimes the changes, the little efforts that probably sometimes their wives are putting in. They don't notice. And I know for men, for husbands, their complaint as well is that, my wife doesn't appreciate me.
Yep.
They don't appreciate who I am, and they don't appreciate what I do. And all this boils down to this topic that we are addressing tonight, complimenting your spouse.
Pastor Zaka, good evening. Yes, it's quite difficult. The life changes. Sometimes we as individuals, when our body, when life changes us, sometimes we lose a bit of confidence, and you need your spouse to affirm those good words, to say those things that makes you feel confident to walk.
Yeah. And these compliments, they are, I call them life-giving. They are positive words. They are kind words that can lift up your spirit. Sometimes you're literally down, or you're feeling like, oh, do you know what? I'm not in the best shape. And then you hear your spouse telling you, babe, you are looking good. I love the way that you look. I love how you dressed today. Those words can just give life to a dying soul. And you know what? You have that scripture that you were sharing with me earlier, which talks about pleasant words being as a honeycomb and sweet soul and health to the bones. That's how powerful these little compliments, as little as I love the way you look, I love what you cooked for me, and those compliments are so powerful.
Yeah. So Proverbs chapter 16, verse number 24. It says, pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. So these words, they are like a honeycomb. They are sweet to the soul. They give energy to somebody who was, sitting on his back. They make them, they give them another life. They give them, it rejuvenates the person. You feel like, yes, this is me, I have arrived.
And I know for women, I'm speaking for us, a lot of us, we thrive on those compliments. Sometimes you're even on the road. It doesn't matter if it's a stranger. That's why these compliments are very important, especially if they come from your spouses. Because sometimes you're walking on the road, you see a guy or a man who'll be like, oh, you're looking good. It just lifts up your spirit. And sometimes you're so down, and then you feel like, oh, all right, thank you. So those words are so powerful and life-giving. And as the Bible says, that they are as honeycomb, very sweet to the soul. And the reason why we are bringing this is that sometimes with our spouses, it is so easy to complain, to criticize.
Yeah. and we have shared this, that on the four horsemen, that one of the horsemen that leads to divorce is criticism. So it's easier to be like a referee in your relationship. You wait when your wife does something that is slightly out of tune or out of chord, then you pull the red card or the yellow card to show them that what you are doing is not good. And yet when they do good, you don't tell them. So they don't even know that what I'm doing is good. I don't even know that this is the type of dressing that, you know, it suits me, because the day I was wearing that beautiful shirt, you didn't tell me. Now you wait for the day I wear the other one, then you say, oh,
like, what is this?
What is
you
this?
Think is this how you're supposed to dress?
How can I know when you do not compliment me when I'm wearing the ones which you like? So it is quite important, and it's like we say, criticism kills the marriage and kills relationships. Complimenting each other, it lightens, it gives life.
It gives life to marriages, you know. And we mentioned that it is easy. Sometimes we can find it easy to give these compliments to other people. So we are bringing this to say, do you know what the Bible says? Love your neighbor. And my spouse is the closest neighbor that I can ever get than anybody else. So let us shower them with those positive compliments. Let's put a stop to the criticisms, and let's work on complimenting. And you know, we are aware that sometimes our childhood experiences do come in.
It doesn't. Complimenting doesn't come easy with many people, because we grew up in environments whereby if you are complimenting yourself, or if people, instead of people compliment you, they wait for you, just the very same thing we do, to do wrong. When do wrong, then they talk to you. And we, coming from a Christian background as well, sometimes, you know, receiving compliment or complimenting each other, you think I'm giving you too much. It's pride. So separating being proud as well as, you know, receiving or being complimented is one thing. So if you come from an environment where you just wait for your mom, when you do wrong, they will smack you. When you do right, they don't talk. Because you know that the only moment I knew that I have done well is when my mom doesn't scream. If I do wrong, she'll scream. If I do right, hardly see her clapping hands.
And guys, we are here to learn from even the Lord, to learn from our Master, God Himself, who is so generous in showering us with compliments.
Yes.
You know, if you read the Word of God, it is full of words of affirmation, God speaking to us.
And you know, the one which I like most, you know, is I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. It's
a big compliment.
Right? And God he's looking at us, and when He sees us, He say, royal people.
A royal priesthood, a peculiar person,
very special
and
people.
The one that I like the most, it says that I am the apple of God's eye. I am the apple of God's eye. So when I receive those compliments, it just gives us the life. And the same way, if we can shower these compliments to our spouses, it gives life. So we're going to share some of the reasons which we feel, the reasons why we should compliment our spouses. Why should we compliment one another? The first and the foremost reason is that compliments makes us, a lot of people, feel loved.
This is mostly for men. You know, when a man is complimented, he feel loved. That's why it is quite tricky if your husband is complimented more with some girls at work or somewhere where they are out there, then it makes them to feel loved, and they, little by little, their heart will start to be attached to those people, because it's pretty difficult for most men to separate that complimenting, just seeing it as a mere compliment and love.
Number says she always tells me that why I always like to wear same clothes, especially new ones. Then I'll put it back. It's just I'll be in love with particular clothes. Absolutely. We do understand that sometimes you are so drawn to particular clothes, and then your spouse will be like, why are you always wearing this? Sometimes I'll be like, My husband loves white trainers and white trainers and white trainers, you know. So we will take notice of those things, but let's put it more in a complimenting way than in actually complaining about the way our spouses is. So complimenting, why? Because it makes your spouse feel loved. It makes them feel appreciated.
Yes.
You know, it makes them feel valued, that my spouse actually values me and they understand me. And in other words, as well, they validate me for who I am. Yeah.
And it also makes them feel understood. Remember that sometimes you are complimenting what they have said. So if somebody have stood and she said something that you feel that this is, you know, it's an intelligent contribution, it's a wise contribution. And once they have said that, if you compliment them, they feel understood. My husband, my wife understands me. Of course, some people might not have understood me out there. I don't care about them. As long as the one who loves me is understanding me and is validating me, I'm good to go.
And I know there might be someone who's like saying, what do I say if I want to compliment somebody? You know, look at the stuff that you value about what your spouse is, what they have done, and focus on that. You know, for example, my husband, over the years, since we've been bringing up our children, he has been the one involved with the school runs. And constantly you would wake up in the morning and you get the kids ready and take them for school runs. So a compliment would be, babe, thank you so much for taking the children to school. I really appreciate your efforts, and it makes me feel, especially me, I feel loved, because why? I feel my husband is there, my husband is present, my husband is involved in our children's life. So that is a compliment. Sometimes it could be your wife has cooked something. Don't wait until you get to you visit someone's house and then you start eating the house and you're complimenting that wife a lot, more than the way you would compliment your wife's food.
And complimenting, it makes you feel important, make the other person feel important. If you compliment them, you know, sometimes it's the dressing. If you compliment them, you know, they feel special, they feel very much important. More so, it encourages for more. I want to say this mainly to men. If you are going to compliment your spouse, mainly in terms of sex, it encourages them to give you more sex. And not only that, but it also encourages them to spice it, because somebody is saying thank you for that sex which I had last night, and you explain what exactly you are thanking them for. Then when they get in there the next day, it's going to be fireworks. Because we want to do better every time. That's why motivation makes people to work. Even at workplaces, people who are motivated, they want to keep on doing more.
This one is a powerful one. It encourages you to do more. Obviously, you know, since we've started implementing this in our own marriage.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Sorry, our battery is running low and I'm just watching it from there.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I don't think that's working though.
All right, that's all right.
That's not working.
Hopefully it will take us through. All right.
So I was saying that ever since we started implementing that in our own marriage, where we literally sit and we talk about the things that we enjoyed, and I will compliment my spouse. Thank you for satisfying me sexually. Thank you for doing this. That will encourage your spouse to do more. But sometimes we enjoy things and we don't say nothing about it.
And then when we are starved of those things, then we say, why are you not doing this?
And I'll be like, but I didn't think that was important.
Because you never mentioned it.
So it does spice up your sex life. Compliment whatever that you enjoy, whatever that you value. Compliment, as this will encourage your spouse to do more.
And it also safeguard our relationship. If you want your relationship to be safe, compliment your spouse. Why? Because as they go out, there's somebody There's a vulture out there who is looking at grabbing or snatching that beautiful woman, that handsome guy. So if you don't compliment them, then somebody else will come, bang, and they keep on complimenting. They start complimenting, and I want to say this: when you hear men outside looking at a woman and say, "Oh, girl, you're looking sexy," it's not just a compliment. What they are looking for is the day they will remove the "why it's sexy" and they will remain with "let me have sex." So be there. If you don't do it, if you do not plow your field, a stranger will come and they will plow the field.
And this is so true. This is very true. You know, you're reminding me of, I was sharing with you the other time during my uni days.
Yeah.
There was a bus driver who would literally, I would jump on the bus and this bus driver would be driving the bus. And the first thing that he's thinking to say is, "Oh, you're looking good. You're looking good." And I'm saying,
you again.
It's you again. And I'm saying, thank God that I'm coming from a home and a husband where my husband would literally tap me and say, "Man, I love what I'm seeing." If I then go on the road and I'm meeting this bus driver constantly, that will begin
my head spinning.
So you need to do this. Give these compliments. Don't be stingy. Give the compliments to safeguard your marriage.
Compliments are one gift that you cannot give to yourself. It's meant to give to others. Sharon and Mr. Jim, Mr. JJ Jim, how are you there? It's good to see you. Precious Mtoasekwa, how are you? It's good to see you guys. How is him?
So sing your spouse's praises. Be their biggest fan. You know, tell them whatever that you value, whatever that you love about them. Compliment your spouse.
And there are things, tips when you are complimenting, what not to say. Do not save compliments for special occasions. We always do that. You don't compliment somebody. You wait until Valentine. You wait until their birthday. That's when you want to compliment them and you want to thank them. "Oh, I want to thank you for doing this and this and this and this and this." And we use it as a way of singing praises to them on a special occasion. Let them feel special every day, because that's who they are. They're special in your eyes. So do not save it for special occasions.
Guys, this is a free gift. Give it the same way that we receive it. Give compliments to your spouse. And the second thing is, don't use them as a bribe or a bait to get what you want.
When men want sex, they do use complimenting as a bribe. So "Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, this. Oh, yeah, that. Then before you end it, you say, "Oh, so please."
Then you know that all this thing was fake. All they wanted was
a compliment. It was a bribe for me to give him sex. And to women, they normally do that if they are looking for a gift or money. In Africa, the African women, when you hear them singing praises, when you hear them respecting you with your totem, and they're singing praises about your totem. Before they finish, you hear that in fact, Majgira, you know, mom wants something at home, so I just said, anyway, we trust you. You know, we know you do this.
And now, if your spouse is wife, if your spouse is wife, they will now ask you, "What is it that you want? Tell me." Because I know that all these compliments, all these singing praises is not because you are genuinely giving them, but because
it's something that you are looking for. So don't use them as a bait or a bribe.
Yes. And the third thing as well is that focus on the person. When you're giving a compliment, don't focus too much on the shirt itself, but what is it about the person? About the person.
More than, "Oh, Priscilla, I like your shirt, you know, I like the flowers, the material. You know, this shirt, the way they sew it, especially the buttons, the way they make the buttons and these colors to match. This tailor is a good tailor." Now the compliment is moving from the person you're supposed to give, and it's going to the tailor. It's going to Primark or the shop where you bought it. It's now just on the aesthetics of what the person is wearing, not the person, the herself or himself. So move it. Okay, you are wearing a beautiful shirt, but what does it make me look? What does it make me feel?
You look good in it,
in this shirt.
and it gives the focus to the person that's actually wearing the clothes, other than just clothes and clothes and clothes alone. And I think one of the very most important things to do when sharing compliments is, you know, sharing the emotion that's behind that compliment.
Yes.
What does that make you feel? You know, if it makes you feel loved, tell them, babe, thank you so much for buying that gift. It really made me feel valued or loved or appreciated. Because the more we share our emotions, that leads to a greater emotional connection. So it is very important in sharing compliments. Also share how it makes you feel. It could be, oh babe, I loved it when you wore that dress. You know, it made me feel like a king. It made me feel like, you know, I'm the one who has this woman.
Authoritative.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it makes you feel,
Yeah.
don't withdraw that.
Yeah.
And when you are sharing these compliments, we have an acronym which we're going to use tonight. The word KISS, KISS.
Yeah.
And we say from the word KISS, keep it sincere and specific.
Yeah.
So keep it sincere. Be honest when you are complimenting.
Yeah.
There are certain things that my wife knows that this one is a no-no. So if I am not doing good in that area, don't just say because, oh, further together, say compliment each other and you come. Be honest. Keep it sincere. Be sincere to me.
Don't fake
in areas that I'm doing well, compliment me. So that the other areas that I'm not doing well, I'll push myself to do better.
So guys, don't compliment somebody in an area that you know that you don't value, an area that you know that you are faking it. Is better. It's actually better not to even say anything than to compliment, than to give a fake compliment.
Yeah. Just like salespeople. If you get into a boutique, I know in these big shops where we shop every day, they don't do that. But if you get into a boutique or in a special niche, before they speak to you, because they want to sell something to you, they want you to feel special, they can say, wow, oh, that's a beautiful bracelet. And then why they don't even care about that. They're only doing that because they want to lure you so that they can sell to you.
Whatever you try on in those shops, they will tell you that it looks good on you.
Good on you. Why?
Even
because
if it
they want to
doesn't.
sell.
Yes.
So be sincere, be honest to your spouse when you're complimenting.
Yes, and in that, what that basically means is that if that is not their strongest area, don't focus on faking the compliment. Don't fake. All we need are good and honest and sincere compliments. For example, if your spouse if they were cooking and they probably didn't cook a meal so good, there's no point of you saying, oh my God, this food is delicious, because you want to compliment. If it's a fake one, just don't give it.
Mr. Nabo says, sure, good compliment without but. That's it's one thing that is quite important. Oh, you're looking this way. This shirt looks beautiful. But if the buttons were black or bad, you are now looking for something again to downplay the person. So you have whatever you have said before, the person will not even hear it. You have watered
everything. And we said keep it sincere and specific. Be specific. What are you complimenting your spouse for? And this applies to sometimes as well with apologies. We give an apology and we don't say what we are sorry about.
Yes.
You're giving a compliment, but you're not being specific. What is it that you're actually complimenting about your spouse? Thank you for.
We had a friend after one of the sessions of Further Together. She just sent a message and say, oh, it was lit. Then she goes on to say Further Together. And when we finished, we looked at it. It was a compliment. We were happy about the compliment, but we didn't know whether Further Together was the one that was lit. Was it the message that we have shared? Or is it the way we were dressed? Only later on for us to discover that she was talking about Priscilla's hairpiece. So she wasn't specific. Only until when she was speaking to Priscilla, said,
and I was like, what exactly?
That hairpiece. Oh, that hairpiece was. And I'm thinking, oh, after I have celebrated that, further together we nailed it. So you are only talking about that.
Yes.
So be specific to what you are.
Be specific.
Complimenting.
Thank you for taking the kids out. Thank you for cooking this meal for me. And then share the emotion behind it. Makes me feel loved, appreciated, valued, whatever it makes you feel. So keep it sincere and keep it specific as well. And I know there are some people who are like, do you know what? My spouse doesn't give compliments no matter what. You know, you can dress beautiful, you can, you know, do so much for them, show them random acts of kindness, but they really never come back to compliment. We want to say that you can actually ask for compliments. It's okay. Especially if you're living with somebody, you can ask them.
Sometimes I do that sometimes. After dressing, I want to say, babe, how do I look? Yeah, how is this, babe?
Yes, ask. Especially if you're not receiving it and you need it, you want to thrive.
You want to be validated. You want to be you want to feel loved.
Ask for it. Ask for it.
The other thing as well is lead by example. You want compliments. You love compliments. Compliment others, and you will see that in life. Give and it shall be given unto you with a good measure. Press down, shaken together, and running over. You will receive more from them, and you'll be surprised. How starting to compliment other people will make them compliment you back. You
as well. So ask for compliments and lead the way in giving your spouse compliments. You don't want somebody else to do that for you. You don't want somebody else to tell your husband how handsome they look, how amazing they are. Give your spouse compliments. Okay. T says we need men to notice things quickly, especially change of hairstyle. That is a big one. That is a big one. Your wife cannot go to the salon and then come back with a hairstyle and nothing, no notice, no mention whatsoever. That is a no.
Before you don't even talk about it. Say, babe, where's my food?
Yes, because out in the road there are people who notice, and we really don't want that.
Man, here's a challenge for us, especially on hairstyles, because to women it means a lot. So commenting and complimenting their hairstyle, it makes them feel loved, it makes them feel validated, it makes them
there are some women that are agreeing to this. You can say that again.
Says, yes, it's very true. We want
and guys, we've mentioned at the end that if you're not getting it, you ask for it. There was a moment I went, I got my hair done, and hubby did not take notice. And then I had to say to him, babe, did you notice? Did you notice that I've just got my hair done? And that was the turning point. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be quiet. And then maybe 2 days later, you will suddenly notice that my hair is changed. And from that moment onwards, he has it in his mind that when she goes and gets her hair done, he will have to comment. He will have to compliment.
I must say this as well. I'm not defending man, but I must say this, that sometimes as men, when the levels of pressure are high, when stress is slightly higher, we tend to shut our eyes from everything. That's why you see that when a man is stressed, he can repeat the same shit over and over again without even noticing that I haven't been changing, without even noticing the same thing that I've been doing. So sometimes it could be the pressures of life. So if it is that, then help them by calling in for that.
I've got a new hairstyle. What have you got to say about it? Ask for the compliments. Homework.
Now, I want to say this.
Sister Pamela says, and hairstyles cost a lot of money and effort. Please, that is so true. Especially if you're in the diaspora. I know America, UK, they cost a lot. We cannot do all of that only for you guys to just look and say, I'm stressed. No.
After sitting for 5.5 hours in the hair salon, you can't.
There's a secret there.
I can imagine. Okay, she says the secret at times is to ask for the money for hairdressing from them. So probably in that case, it will stick
Stick
into
the
their mind.
Yes,
Definitely.
because where your money is, that's where your treasure is.
Your heart,
you
heart
will
lies
take
there.
notice. That's a good one.
That you're coming. I gave you £100. You said you're coming. So the moment you come in,
you have to
I have to look at. Did you use my money? Is this what you have used my money for?
And Precious says you can imagine you have a new hairstyle, but compliment dololo. Dololo means no compliment. New hairstyle, but no compliment. Guys, please, let's not be stingy. Let's give those compliments.
I must also say to you, ladies, what you are asking for, please be kind enough to give the very same compliments to him when he comes from the barbers, when he comes from work, when he changes, when he's wearing that.
I nearly forgot,
yes.
And just this evening, I was like, oh, babe.
So if you know that you thrive on that, be generous to also give the very same compliments. Our homework for this week, I want to say this. Many people have called, they say there is a magic in this, or there's a miracle. Let me use the word miracle. There's a miracle in this. If you are going to religiously follow this homework for the next 7 days, you come back on Further Together next week, Thursday, you will be writing that I have received a miracle. So this is what we are sending in as a challenge. 7 days of complimenting your spouse every day without a day of complaining or criticizing. Just start. Take 7 days. 7 days, if it is Monday to Monday, you are just complimenting your spouse every day without complaining on one thing or criticizing them. You will see the magic. In all areas, you will see the magic. And if you are going to do this, even in your Christian journey, 7 days of just thanking God and complimenting God without complaining or criticizing or crying for things that He have not done, you will see what God can do. So this is applicable in all areas. At your work, your boss, if you are going to do the same thing with your kids, if you are going to do the same thing, you will see the miracle that will happen in your life.
Guys, let's go and do this. It's not going to be an easy challenge, because we are wired in such a way that we want to look at the wrong that our spouses are doing. But let's go and do this religiously. No fake compliments, but looking for those things that you value. What are the things that your spouse is doing that adds value to your life? And compliment them. Compliment them. Thank them for those things.
Yes. Can I say it's 7 days of looking for, you're chasing your spouse and just hoping to catch them doing good and to compliment them for everything. You see them in the kitchen, you're looking at them, oh, what are they doing? When you see them, you're getting in, I want to catch you doing good so that I can compliment you. Then Sharon Jim says, challenge accepted.
Wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for being with us right here on Further Together. We love you so much. We love your contributions. And if you're going to catch this as a replay, please do type in replay. We love you so much.
What more shall we say apart from saying thank you so much for giving us your precious possession, which is your time. Time permitting, God willing, we'll meet again next week. By the way, next week we are expecting to come with a guest. Before we close, if you are in the United Kingdom, from the 19th to the 21st of November, there is a marriage seminar that is being hosted by Penn Consulting. It's one of those that is opening the season immediately after COVID. So we encourage you to go on Pastor Julie Pressure on our Facebook page. You will see the leaflet that we're going to put after and be part of it. Let's enjoy this together. It's a marriage seminar. So we are calling you to say, come in, let's enjoy together. Let's have fun. For me and my beautiful wife, we are signing out till we meet again. God bless you.
I love you all.
Love you all.
God bless you.